Hey, I'm Emma Garlett, and on today's episode of Paint It Blak, I'll be talking about how you can set a New Year's resolution which brings us together and benefits us all as a nation, a community, and as individuals. Join me as I paint it black. We've just had a huge Christmas. While many of us had time off work, a fair few worked through, holding up the economy. But now we look forward to a new year, 2023. And you're probably thinking, new year, new me. It's the time of year we all start crash dieting, buy a gym membership, tell ourselves we will save money, make some big life changes, or study that course which has been on our list. But is this really what we need to be doing? It seems like every year we make the same resolutions, only to never really go through with them. But this year, it should be different. This year, I'd like you to make one of your New Year's resolutions to educate yourself about our Indigenous people in Australia. On face value, this might seem like a huge task, but the easiest way to start, which is also heaps of fun, is by reading books by Indigenous authors. As a child, I remember reading picture books in the school library at lunchtime. I'd flick through the pages and find myself deeply engulfed in the stories laid out before me. Some drew me in, as they were very different from my own experiences, and they gave me an alternate reality to consider. Others made me feel seen, heard, and understood. But these books were far and few in between. This is starting to change. Over the past year, the number of Indigenous authors getting published seems to have grown. I have seen many of our Indigenous community members start writing, recording, and celebrating our culture through books, particularly children's books. It was not until I started reflecting that I realised the impact and contribution those books made to me as a person. I'm sure most of us can remember the stories which were read to us as children. Rainbow Fish, Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie, Blinky Bill and Possum Magic, all are children's books which are burnt into our memories. If there is a way to be progressive and ensure our children grow up in a better Australia, it is undoubtedly through education in early childhood development. Nyungar First Words, written by Jaden Boundary, was released this year. It features a fully illustrated collection of first Nyungar words of animals, plants, colours, emotions and numbers. You could also look to Australia's leading Indigenous publisher, Magabala Books, who have published books covering things like identity, language, animals and nature. Earlier this year, The Sweetest Egg of All by Helen Milroy was published. It follows a group of animals trying to solve problems. And This Is Me by Sally Morgan is about self-acceptance, to help children remember they are unique and important. For adults, Growing Up Aboriginal in Australia by Anita Heiss is a fabulous book. It is a collection of growing up stories by Indigenous people edited by Heiss, and really gives a different perspective in a relatable way. It's a great book to help challenge stereotypes and encourage empathy and understanding. There are also a bunch of history books that can help further understanding about Indigenous people in Australia. Marcia Langton is a great place to start. As an Indigenous academic, she offers a comprehensive insight into our people's history, but she also brings her lived experience to her work. Australian journalist and household name Stan Grant is another good place to start, as is Anything by Kim Scott. Many of us spend the lazy weeks between Christmas and early January with a book in hand. So why not celebrate the diversity and rich cultural history of Australia by gifting and devouring books written by our First Peoples? To participate in history and education, we need to write and read about it. Thanks for watching Paint It Blak with me, Emma Garlett. Feel free to share your favourite Indigenous authors in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.